Finally, from us this evening, a diary from a man whose name we'll never know. A homeless man. This particular diary has told us something about a challenge that the United States and so many other nations are failing to deal with effectively. ABC's Mark Litke is in Japan.
They are called furosha, literally the floating, drifting ones. And for years, their plight has been all but ignored by Japanese society. But as Japan's stubborn recession has dragged on, the number of homeless has increased dramatically. They are no longer so easy to ignore. From hundreds a decade ago to thousands today. Japan does not keep formal statistics on a problem it barely acknowledges. So it was something of a surprise when the government-sponsored television network, NHK, recently broadcast a lengthy, poignant story about the death of one homeless person. The report detailed how a 71-year-old man froze to death on the streets of a working-class district in Tokyo, and that among his personal effects was a diary which chronicled the last 6 months of his life. The pages paint the picture of an aging man struggling to survive, but with no self-pity. He describes how there were not enough jobs anymore for all the hungry men living what he calls the camping life. The diary tells how he earned money by collecting cardboard on a hand-drawn cart, making about $10 on a good day. But one night in the cheapest flop house is 2 times that amount, so he slept on the streets. One day he wandered the city counting the number of other homeless Japanese, the numbers noted in an ever-widening circle. As the weather grew worse, he wrote, "3 days of rain have done me in." Then, on one freezing night, the words, "Death is a matter of fate. It is beyond me." The diary ends 13 days before he died, one of nearly 400 homeless people to die on the streets of Tokyo in the past year, most unclaimed and buried in anonymous graves. It is difficult to measure the impact this story had on the Japanese public, but a few days after the report aired, Tokyo city authorities took some action. They forced dozens of homeless men out of the subway corridor where they'd been sleeping at night, then put up rows of plants to keep them from returning. In Japan, the homeless are still the floating, drifting ones. Mark Litke, ABC News, Tokyo.
And that is our report on World News Tonight. Later this evening, Day 1 devotes a full hour to guns in America. I'm Peter Jennings. Good night.
This has been a presentation of ABC News. More Americans get their news from ABC News than from any other source.